And I think that's becoming your advantage. I also think from an acquisition side, it has fine-tuned your checkboxes where
Absolutely.
you can't just go in and say, oh, I'm just going to buy this 80% LTV, right? It's like the conversation has to kind of almost go quicker than you usual. Like seller financing is a touchy negotiation piece, right?
It
It's
can. Yeah.
it sometimes is make or break. Usually it's make or break for these kind of deals. And if it's brought up too early, it can ruin the relationship quickly. You kind of want to have a little bit of a relationship before really approaching that subject. So let's talk a little bit about that because I know your last deal. I'm not sure about the Blue Elk Winery. I know the previous one, Bohemian. You guys had some kind of seller financing. So just if you could briefly mention how seller
Yeah.
financing kind of evolved for your company.
Well, so what was nice about seller financing for us is we saw it. Yeah, it in sales you're the salesperson when you're the buyer selling your group to the seller, in my opinion. And in sales, one principle we get scared about if we ever hear our salespeople not convinced in their own product. I know that that will translate to every buyer, right? So if it's a problem in the buyer's mind or seller's mind, if it's a problem in the seller's mind, it'll be a problem in the buyer's mind. So in reverse, when we go into a negotiation, when we talk to a family that owns something, we always say, we believe we are your buyer. So one, we want to get on their side of the table. We want to help make this a solution. And I always say the great news is we're not bottom feeders. And that's my first, second line. We're not here to beat you up on price because we're gonna analyze it. We're gonna give you the exact price that the cap rate and what the market says. So we're not gonna go below that. And then because this property needs a turnaround, we'll keep you in the deal and you'll be able to get your highest dollar possible because you get to work with a company like ours and we'll be paying you out over time. So we just make it like that's obvious how you're gonna want to do this. Why? And then I say, because the other option that is viable today too is you could go ahead and take a cash offer, but I think you understand they'll probably ask you for about half your retail price. So, if you help set them up, it's like anything. It's like wholesaling. If you want an all cash offer, they're going to give you what, 50 cents on the dollar for the property, which allows the flipper to make room on that property. Well, it's the same thing in these. So from our point of view, that's our strategy. We do a couple other things though, Dennis, and grateful this has worked out. We encourage, we actually also we go one step further, and I'm not the best negotiator, but we say to them, we will be getting bank debt or some structure of debt in first position. And as I mentioned, to get you maximum proceeds on the sale for you, Mr. or Mrs. Owner, what we're going to do is structure you as a primary equity holder where you're on the equity side so that it doesn't cause the lien holder, the bank, any challenge on you getting the maximum price you want. So what we've done once, and we haven't done it since then. Darn it. I wish we were, but it's the ultimate way to do it is you give them collateral in the GP entity. And so the GP won't be able to distribute to the limiteds until we pay off this landholder. But it's the same thing as a second lien position. It's like they're in second lien, but they're not touching the real estate. And so that they may balk at first, but if you can just close that, then you'll always be able to put a first position bank loan on your property. And they might have to wait around, but truthfully, they will be way ahead of all your LPs.